Good morning, everyone. The picture on the upper left is a drone. Not too much people know that a drone is this. This is the male bee that only makes more bees with the female bees. And this is a presentation based on a concept we have developed with an Jada Drone associate. I will explain you. But let me tell you a few minutes about what is Jada Drone organization. Jada Drone was born in 2011. We are a small group of persons, but we have many associates. They are not paying too much, nothing. I mean, they're only associates in the sense that they come to our events. Mostly, what we do is events continuously, and we have done many events, and many thousands of professionals and amateurs have come to our events. I'm going to change the mic. Gracias. So as we do many different events, you can see here some of our leaflets. We usually organize something like a huge event every 3 months. That's a lot of events. We started with few people, with few drones, and we grow continuously, having more people and more drones attending our events. And sometimes we have really huge networks for secure flight, because we believe in security for the drone staff. This was our last huge event in this past September. We developed it under a Heuer fair in Lleida. It is one of the most important agricultural fairs in Spain. Thousands and thousands of people come to our booth and our conferences. And just we come from the Smart City Expo, Worldwide Expo and conference, with thousands of people also coming to our event. And we are never stopping. And our next events are in Madrid at the end of January, where UL will be too there, and also the University from Gran Canaria. And also we will have again the International Drone Day. It's a production that something like 400 different teams around the world. On the same day, we developed that kind of dissemination activities for the drone technology. Lots of things. We also some days think about the publicity about drones usually was bad, was most related to the military things. And in January 2013, we think about making something, develop something for us, not only doing dissemination, but develop something. And we developed that Project Fight. The concept has been, I can say, copied, but replicated. It was the thing that to bring an automatic defibrillator flying to a place where a cardiac problem is happening on the street. Let me try, if I can. Let me try to show you a video. ¿Tenemos conexión de audio? Sí. ¿De audio no? No, ¿de portátil? Sí que está apagado. This was a real demo. The only thing was not real was the cardiac attack. We were something like 70 people, emergency teams, ambulances, the 1012, and the only not real thing was the person with the cardiac attack. We developed the software with the technology that was available in 2017 to send a drone with a defibrillator to the place where the emergency was happening, and it was a starting of the or other different projects we are doing. We have many press because drones are all day long in the media, and we are going usually to many events around not only Spain but also to the world. We have presented this in UK, in France, and Portugal, and other places, and in Spain, in many places. And we have done a lot of dissemination. That is our goal, to dissemination of the drone technology. We also develop we have a really nice installation in Lleida about, it's a broadcast quality studio for video recording, and we develop a podcast, a video podcast. Every 2 months we do one. You can see it on the network, on the YouTube and so on. And also we have a laboratory on the Scientific Park of Lleida, which is the place where we develop our activities. Next to another lab, we have Liquid Galaxy Lab, that we use Google technologies. Hi, Moti. And we also do that next to the Google Summer of Code, in the place that we are the mentors and organizers of the different projects in that staff of Google Summer of Code, that we join all of those activities, doing things for drones, teaching the students, and many other things. We have evolved the concept of Project FIAT to a new thing that we're starting this year. We call it Drone Logistics Platform, and it's basically using the same platform for the concept that is so trending now, that it's the last mile delivery, where the Amazon video, everyone knows, brings some packaging from the warehouse to the house of the final consumer. We are starting this, but we are not really starting from zero, because we are starting it from the experience we have on Project FIAT. And I'm going to say to you that this is not the thing about security of drones that maybe you want to listen. It will be a little bit different, because let's see some statistics. The Americans, and we can export this to the whole world, are very preoccupied with the thing that there are too much drones in the market. They expected to sell 1 million drones this holiday season. That's a lot of drones, starting from the really small ones, 5 centimeters, to the real huge ones. And this is only the beginning. Just the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration from US, who is the one handling the skies not only in America, but also in the world, because what they develop exports to the other sides of the world. They just opened a registry for every drone that weighs more than 250 grams has to be recorded on a special registry. And that's crazy, because everyone that comes to a Best Buy or whatever gets a drone has to fulfill a full page of information, and Americans usually do not want to share his personal information with anyone, even less with the government. And as a funny joke, they started something like a final at the end of November, this registry, and on the next day they opened the registry, the system falls, and no one can enter the information because it was not correctly developed. That's sad for me. Military uses are the most important. And civil applications are going to grow, but not too much. Well, that's life. And stupidity. I really like that. I personally like Enrique Iglesias. I like him, but he's stupid. Okay, he was in front of 2,000 people singing, and some of the team approaches a lovely, inspired one. He's one of the most nicest and really stable drones, commercial available drones in the market. And he says, "Oh, I'm going to touch the drone." Yes, he does that. And then he gets his hand with several injuries. He uses his shirt to clean his blood. That's nice. It's stupid because it becomes marketing. They develop a shirt saying that this is the blood I get from the drone. Please get my shirt and give me your dollars. This drone stuff is so. Well, sometimes this inspires others. This has just been presented. The flay is as secure that not even Enrique Iglesias can get hurt with this. Okay, it's a Kickstarter just announced a couple of weeks ago. So really, maybe the ones that have to be protected from the drones are us. Let's see a few ways. If you see a drone flying around, you can do many things. One thing is the psychology method. No? Okay, you can go to the pilot and say, please drop the drone. I don't want you to make me take photos of me of you having the drone flying over my house or whatever. Express your concerns, and maybe the pilot takes the drone down. Remember him maybe that is legally using the drone? Is legally him? Oh, you never know. But please, let's talk. If not, we can use other ways of getting the drone down, okay? You can throw your clothes over the drone. You can use a net. Okay, the helix will get jammed. You can even use a boomerang. Oh, amazing. That's good though, what there. This is just new from a few days ago. Sorry, this is not what I want to show. This has developed by the Japanese, a drone to capture the other drones with a net. Something like fishing drones in the air. This is new from just 2 days ago. And they are so proud of showing this. How to capture drones that are doing not the things that they have to do. Many other ways, ballistic methods. Okay, you can throw whatever you have. No, a projectile, whatever, a rock. Maybe you have a slingshot. Slingshots are getting trendy, and kids get slingshot on a lot of shops. But mechanical methods use another small drone against the big one, and this has to start to be a war. Use a kite. There are a lot of people flying kites. And if you have a big one, a colorful one, like the Chinese one, some metal pounder. I know this is difficult to have usually, but we're talking about having this at home. Use a laser. Use a laser, because the drones usually have some kind of camera or whatever, and if you use a laser with the camera, maybe they cannot get the correct direction, because usually it's driven by another pilot remotely with the camera. Or even you can use a mirror to send the light of the sun to the drone. And now let's go to the hacking question. I'm sure you know that unplug. Yes, you know it, Candido? Okay, this is a plug and pray, not play system. This is a full appliance ready to get in a store, with many, many different hacks inside, different kind of hacks, usually for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, for communication hacking. You can have a hacking method. You can inject some code, because 50% of the drones on the market are DJI or Parrot, and this glass-hole code is here. Using a powerful Wi-Fi card, you can inject this code in the drone, and then the system will be authenticated, and you can get the drone down with this gear or other gear, with this or with a powerful Wi-Fi card in a PC. Okay. I can tell you, I don't know if you are enjoying this, but I have this also writing in paper for you all. I will give you one till they finish. Okay, and now let's go to some serious and illegal stuff. Illegal. Jamming. That's forbidden in almost all the countries in the world. You can have, for example, there are many of the simple drones that are sold in the toy shops are based on infrared signals. And you can get an infrared jammer for not too much money, a few dollars. You can jam the signal of the infrared, and the toy will go down entirely. But you can go even serious. There are many ready-to-buy like the Weibo Bible, or you can do it by yourself with many different plans that are on the internet, and do a jamming, because all of these systems use known frequencies. It depends on the Europe or in US, you know that the frequencies are different we use. The frequencies usually are for telemetry, for control, and also for getting back the video image from the drone. And you can jam all of these communications. Remember, this is illegal. More serious, if you get so bored, so hungry because someone is flying a drone over your home. This is more for US. They usually have bigger homes and bigger spaces around the house. And I have a friend who has done that at this time. It's not as huge as this one, but believe me, no one flies and no one does nothing with communications around his home, because this jams everything. But also you can get a very small jammer that are sold in the shops. But you have to be careful, because you can jam also a pacemaker. And if there is a person with a pacemaker near you, maybe it becomes with a real problem. And that case, we are sending the electromagnetic pulse. And this has become serious. But this is a serious thing. You can jam the video signal, as I told you. Usually, there are a lot of drones controlled by FPV. Have you seen these goggles that people put in front of his eyes, and they control not only looking at a tablet, but also getting a first-person view of the drone that has a camera in front, and they move the drone with that technology. It's so easy to jam the 6 or 1, 2 gigahertz signal with a very simple electronic box. You can get it, or you can develop it by yourself. And also you can jam the GPS. But this is illegal also, more illegal. We are entering in real serious things. You can get it for not too much money. But Americans, I'm sorry for the Americans here in the South, they like to go further. And just about a few weeks ago, this was the news on the most important, the trending news. All of these things I've been explaining, they mount on a rifle and do a commercial product. And in no time, in 0.0 seconds, it puts, and it sends a really huge signal, distorting with a cone of energy 4 degrees, everything in those frequencies, the most used from the drones. Drones go down instantaneously. You can get it on the shop. So the question is, we have to protect ourselves from the drones. We also have to explain to the people that the drones have to be used in a correct way. It's a problem because the legality, as my colleague from the University of Gran Canaria has explained, and also shown this image, they are starting to be a regulation, but the regulations are very difficult, because what's a drone really? It's easy to say what is a drone, but there are thousands, tens of hundreds of thousands of drones that are going to sold this Christmas that will be toys, but no one knows what is the difference between a toy, a drone to be used by a toy, or a serious thing, or even an investigation or R&D question. For example, the FAA has this leaflet in America that AESA copies almost exactly here in Spain, explaining what you can do with the model aircraft. I explained always, this is only a matter of a half brain. I mean, those are really normal things. In Spain, you can have someone flying a drone over your house, and maybe you get a little bit angry, but in US, they can get the pistol and put your drone down, and no one will tell you anything, because the law is that way. Yeah, it's legal. I mean, that's the point. In US, it's legal. Here it's not too much legal, because usually you cannot have firearms at home. But I mean, it's really difficult. So we have to think that there are many possibilities, and people is always doing strange things. And when we use that kind of technology in these emergency situations, we are going to talk about this project. We have to think in that kind of situations, that communications can be broken, and people always do really strange things. For example, when Ricardo, explain about you cannot fly a fixed wing drone in a fire. The picture, I don't have it in my presentation now, but the picture in all the news in US in recent fires, the typical really huge fires are having in California for the drought, when the firefighters arrive with the planes or with the helicopters, they cannot fly and try to calm the fire, because there are hundreds of drones flying around the fire from the televisions, getting the images. And they cannot fly because there are as many drones getting the images that they cannot go through the drones and see and try to launch the water or whatever. I mean, it's a really curious situation, and it's gonna get worse, because, as I told you in the very beginning, this Christmas season is gonna have a really huge sold of drones, 1 million. Okay, then as I told you, this was different. For you to remember, I have this paper, this resume of I told you. There are 20 copies. Until they left, feel free to get it, okay? Thank you.